Welcome back to Tran Wins Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom.
Excuse me.
Hey Evan, I was hoping to get a chance to speak with you. There's something I want to import, you see, and I was wondering if you could help me out. I can certainly try. What kind of item are we talking about, Morgan? Smelly shoes. It doesn't matter what kind of shoes or what size as long as they're smelly. Are you planning to sell those shoes?
Yeah.
Yep, there's a big demand for them. If I could get my hands on a pair, I could sell them for big bucks. The problem is, in the circles I move in, nobody really trades in a stinky one. That's why I need your help.
Oh my.
So you think a king would do that? Well, you just happen to be in luck because I do have some. I have everything. Well, alright. If that's what you really need, I'll see what I can do. I'll let you know as soon as I've found some.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, I appreciate it. And honestly, it doesn't matter what design they are or anything. All that matters is that they stink real good, okay? Whatever you say, I can't imagine who'd want to buy something like that, though. Morgan, a merchant who used to work for Broadleaf Incorporated, has asked Evan to bring her some smelly shoes. It seems there's a lot of demand for them these days. Evan can't quite believe that anyone would want their shoes to stink, but he agrees to help Morgan by tracking down a pair. The sweet stink of success.
Yeah.
I just need some smelly shoes, Evan. It doesn't matter what style or size or anything. Just make sure they hum like there's no tomorrow. Hum? Are these, smelly enough for you? Oh, gross. Well, they don't stink too bad at first, but there's definitely a real rich hum there. Yeah, and it just keeps building. Oh, subtle but powerful. Woo-wee! Thanks, you nailed it. I got a second pair. Oh, good. That's a relief. I still can't imagine who'd want to buy them, though. You'd be surprised. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a customer eagerly awaiting these. I promised to give him the first pair I could lay my hands on. This deal's gonna be a winner, I just know it. Gosh, I wonder who the customer is. It's Roland.
Yeah.
Of all the rare items I've had the chance to see, the one that really knocked me out was some authentic beard clippings from the 14th king of the Tildrum dynasty.
Hey.
The unique mix of people means that Evermore has developed a culture all its own. There are things here you just won't find anyplace else in the world. I'm going to try giving her a truffle. I looked at the mushrooms in my inventory and saw that they come from the lumberyard, so I looked at all my lumberyards, and there are no mushrooms available that I don't have. So it's not like there's some sort of secret rainbow mushroom that I didn't possess yet. The truffle, although there's no description for it, if you look at the icon for it, it does look kind of rainbowish.
Hey.
So I don't know. I mean, that looks kind of like a rainbow to me. So let's give this a shot. You handed over the sweet dream truffle. It worked.
Hey.
I think this is what you're looking for. A sweet dream truffle. It's supposed to be rainbow colored on the inside. Yes! Yes, this is it! This is sure to bring me pleasant dreams, just as its name suggests. You have brought me such beautiful things. I wonder if I could trouble you for one? Nah, man! Abso-flippin'-lutely not, man! And anyway, you don't need our help no more. I'd say that so-called shyness of yours has been well and truly cured. Oh.
Listen, you!
You should be ashamed of yourself, taking advantage of poor Evan's generosity again and again. Lofty, you mustn't say things like that. No, your little friend is correct. I have been taking advantage of your kindness and I do feel ashamed. But I am afraid I must make this one last request of you. Whether you choose to accept it, of course, is entirely up to you. Please, take some time to think about it. If you decide to help me, I'll be waiting for you in the place here in Hydropolis where two goddesses meet.
Oh my.
Thanks, Lofty. Great, she's gone. Now look what you've done, Lofty. Look, if you ain't gonna stand up for yourself, I ain't got no choice but to do it for you, have I? But if you want to go traipsing off to wherever this two goddesses place is, be my guest, man. I could have just handed her whatever was in my inventory, Lofty. Now I have to go chase her down. Thankfully, the minimap is very accurate. Two goddesses meet. I'm guessing it's these statues here. I feel like that's a Lord of the Rings thing. Do they do that in that one? Or maybe it's... I don't know. I feel like there's some game where they've done that before. What the? Oh, I guess they're standing on some type of little land platform. That's interesting that they would take the effort to put all that extra stuff in. I even saw a seagull flying past its shadow. Like, so that those things there, they cast a shadow. Yeah, that's a lot of extra detail. Oh, you came. I am so glad. Thank you, Evan. This quay is where we come to greet visitors to our kingdom and to say farewell to those who are leaving us. And today, I've come to say farewell to my old self. You've shown me that I have no need to be timid. Indeed, your little friend has shown me that my shyness was merely an illusion. No problems, my love. I'm just glad you've come out of your shell a bit, that's all. As am I, believe me. Now, as I said, I have one last favor to ask you. Feel free to refuse, of course, but I would like you to allow me to come and join you in your kingdom. I cannot promise that I will stop pestering you with annoying requests once I am there, but I do promise to paint you the most beautiful pictures that I can.
Oh my!
That sounds great, Hippono. I can't wait to see them. Actually, I did figure that once she ran off, that would count it as her third request. Because most things to do just follow patterns of threes. Never know why, it's just how it always is. So, in a way, I do need to thank Lofty for not giving up another one of my resources. Alright, next up, we have Return to Cinder. Alright, I'm gonna murder you because some kid bullied Evan into it.
I'm raring to go.
Here goes. Take that! Don't let me down.
He still damages you, even if he's finished erupting from the ground.
Make yourselves useful. Don't let me down.
Oh, come on. He wasted it, too.
Make yourselves useful. Need a little help here. Here goes.
Thanks, Evan. I was facing the neck. But he decides that he wants to attack the head. Sometimes he does that. I think whichever is closer, he'll attack that body part.
I love you.
Wouldn't let me roll into it.
Make yourselves useful. Judgment is nigh!
Alright, we killed a giant life worm just for you. I already have defeated him, actually. What? Surely not. Oh, I suppose fortune favors everyone from time to time. One lucky victory changes nothing. You are a coward, and you are unworthy of her love. If you truly...
Hey!
Oh, was it you? Was it you who sent me that letter? What are you doing here? I could not in good conscience ask others to act on my behalf. I asked a colleague to attend to the taverna in my absence. Now, please, answer me. Are you or are you not the one who sent me the letter?
Whoa!
Yes, it was me. Then explain yourself. What do you want from me? And please, speak quickly. I have work to be getting on with. Very well. I shall explain myself. Lo, my chest burns with a scorching fire. Please, I told you, I do not have time for this. Yes, of course, and I shall simply say, I love you. I love you more than life itself, and I wish to be with you forever.
Crikey!
Crikey! Talk about straight from the heart.
Oh.
I see. I appreciate your speaking so frankly. I shall grant you the same courtesy in return. Thank you. Denied! I knew it. I feel nothing for you whatsoever. I do not find you attractive or interesting in the least.
Oi!
I see.
Flipperdack!
She's as cold as ice, man. Well, I mean, this was a kind of a huge twerp who jumps to conclusions, and he does have a face I want to punch. I must apologize. There really was no need for you to come here. Forgive me. Oh, it's fine. You don't need to worry about me.
See you.
Now, if you will excuse me, I must return to work. Don't just stand there, Evan. Have a word with the poor dad. He's just had his heart broken. I just ripped the heart out of a living being. Are you alright? No.
Oh my.
He ran off. Well, we tried. Best leave him be for the mo, ain't it? True love's course never did run smooth and all that. Anyway, he'll be over her before he knows it. That's how it works when you're young, mark my words. Well, if you say so.
In it though.
I do say so. So let's get on with something a bit more important than some lad getting dumped, shall we? Not that I don't sympathize, of course. I've got a heart, man. But what can you do? I suppose you're right. Also, doing all this stuff has unlocked another person to recruit through Swift Solutions. See how Mom's doing.
Hi.
Welcome to Swift Solutions.
Da Jing, the haughty herbalist. Da Jing, an apothecary from Goldpaw, may seem less than helpful at first, but he's very good at his job and is well liked by his clients. You have already helped him with his medicine making. Perhaps this will be enough to encourage him to join you in Evermore.
Oh, by the way.
Hey there. Hello there.
What's up, rude dude? Aw, hello there. The taskmaster told me about how you ran that little errand for me. Honestly, I would be totally lost without Swift Solutions and the helpful people who perform tasks for them. I mean, could you imagine if I had to gather my own medicinal mushrooms? Wait, so do I unlock people by doing more errands? I just figured I unlock people by doing quests. I don't know. Now, what can I do for you today? Wait, do not tell me. You wish to become my personal assistant, yes? You wish for me to come and live in your kingdom? Ha! You must be joking. Talent such as mine does not come cheap, you know. Do you really think you could provide me with fitting remuneration for my incomparable services? You do? Then perhaps I'd better take you at your word. I shall look forward to working with you, little king. Though to be honest, I would much prefer my talents to have earned me the right to retire by now. Well, all in good time. Just do not give me anything too difficult to do, alright? To the mines with you! Man, you make me run for it, aren't you? As far as you could possibly get.
Hello.
Did you succeed in finding some pure wool for me, your majesty? I will not allow my daughter to be married in a dress made of anything else.
Hello.
Here you are, Yip Yip. I brought you some pure wool.
Gosh.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, your majesty. I shall start weaving my daughter's wedding dress right away. Good luck, Yip Yip. By the way, do you know why Goldpaw has this tradition of making wedding dresses from pure wool? That is a good question. The intertwining of the warp and weft represents the joining of two lives, and the wedding bond itself is sealed with a symbolic knot of the very same wool. Gosh, how romantic! I suppose it is. I pray that my daughter and her husband will have a long and happy life here and evermore. So do I, and thanks again for letting me do my bit to help. I have a feeling this is going to be a really wonderful wedding.
Thank you very much.
Well, I certainly hope so. Thank you very much for all your help. Yeah, so I guess she took her family here, or something like that.
Oh, yes.
Peachy spends all night every night making her dresses. Well, as long as she enjoys it. Maybe one day once I get everybody, I'll talk to them. Am I walking through this tree? Yeah, I guess so.
So...
The other day, one of my cupcakes went AWOL. I followed the trail of crumbs, and you know where it led me? Right to Drew's desk. Say, you know the smart stick? Well, I don't want to brag, but without me, that thing would have never gotten off the drawing board. I said, I just want them to give me stuff. I am your king. Give tribute to me. Oh, there's a quest. Alright, let's navigate my way over there. Whoosh. What do you want, lady? I have some terrible news, Your Majesty. GP has fallen gravely ill. Man, I just,
What?
But how? He always looks so healthy. We have yet to ascertain the cause of the illness, but I suspect it may be related to a trip we took to the seaside. We were out swimming when he suddenly started to feel unwell. The treatment I gave him likely saved his life, but he still appears to be in a great deal of pain. Oh dear, that is very worrying.
Yeah.
Indeed, it is. As his doctor, I naturally feel that it is my duty to attempt to alleviate his suffering. I spoke to Da Jing, hoping that a canine doctor might have a greater insight into the situation. As soon as I explained, he declared that this was extremely dangerous.
Gosh.
Is there anything I can do to help, Thetis? As a matter of fact, there is. Da Jing says that the only thing that might cure him is a concoction known as Zephyr Zabaglione. Oh, but isn't it just a pudding? I confess that I am no expert on its composition, but Da Jing was adamant that it was Chi Pi's only hope. Okay, so he's just hungry. I have no reason to disbelieve him, and no other ideas besides... Please, I would never forgive myself if he does not recover. I see. Well, in that case, I'll start looking for Zephyr Zabaglione right away. You just wait here, Thetis. I'll be back in no time. Thetis, a doctor from Hydropolis, is very concerned about Chi-Pi, who has fallen ill while swimming. Da Xing has told her that there's only one thing that will get him back on his feet. But can this sweet treat really have medicinal properties? I already have a Zafir Zabaglion, apparently.
Excuse me?
I beg of you, your majesty, you must bring me a Zafir Zabaglion. It is Chi-Pi's only hope. Actually, I kind of wonder if I can find Chi-Pi around the place. Hold on. Talk to him, drag him by the ear, and bring him over to Thetis. That's what I should be doing as king.
Okay.
Yeah? You want me to bulk up? Let me eat your pudding.
Excuse me? Thank you very much.
Thank you ever so much, King Evan. With the aid of this Zafir Zabaglion, I am sure that Chi-Pi will make a full recovery. I certainly hope so.
Yes.
I hope that it will also provide him with some of the strength that he was lacking before. After all, even before he fell ill, he could barely swim for more than 20 or so hours in a row. 20 hours?
Yeah.
Indeed so. Rather worrying, no? When you say that Chi-Pi was swimming when he fell ill, how much swimming are we talking about exactly? Oh, not much. It was a very relaxed excursion. We went once around the Summerlands and...
What?
All the way around the Summerlands? How long did that take?
Yes.
Barely any time at all. A day or so, perhaps? Hardly enough to make someone unwell. You did think about the fact that Chi-Pi isn't a merman, didn't you? He's not used to spending days on in the water like you. By the gods. So his suffering is not the result of a mysterious illness at all? I doubt it. I'd say he was just exhausted after all that swimming. How could I have been so thoughtless? God, I still have so much to learn about our brother species. Well, I'm not sure a Zafir Zabaglion is supposed to cure exhaustion. Are you still going to give it to him?
Yes.
I believe I will, yes. By way of an apology, if nothing else. And I must apologize for all the trouble I've caused you too, your majesty.
Excuse me?
You always wash your hands before meals, I trust? Sorry, I'm sure you were brought up very well, but you would be surprised how many people neglect the basics.
Hey.
Oh, fine.
Hey.
I see it right there, though!
Hey.
Alright, I'll have to do this one later. Next up. Make sure there's no chests or anything here that I haven't collected. Oh, here's one. Oh yeah, that reminds me, there was one chest I think in the Drylands I didn't get.
I am counting on you all.
Man, I was smashing the attack button. I'm gonna leave me clicking it in the recording, but that was significant delay on that one. Like even worse than usual. I figured it'd be prudent to build up a little mana. Oh, was this shiny thing I tried to mess with earlier? Just shove it in his hands. Eh? What's that you've got there? A prism, is it? Oh, I see. Bracken sent you, did she? I should have known. All that fancy book learning.
Hey!
Please, Ketch, just listen. I'm your king. Bracken wants to use these to make life easier for all of us, and for you especially. Ha! Thought you were better than this, lad. She's got everyone in the kingdom wrapped around her little finger that...
Excuse me?
Honestly, Ketch, that's not what's happening, I promise. Look, will you come and have a proper talk with her? For me, I really think we need to clear the air. Fine, if I must. Dude, get over yourself.
Alright.
She'll kill you in one hit of her hammer. Alright. Thank you both for coming. I was hoping you might take this opportunity to resolve a few... Ha! Resolve, he says. Fat chance of that. I'm... Dude! King! King! See, the problem with you, Broadleaf Blood, is you always think you're right. And that being right is all that matters. You never stop to think about other folk. No, it's all progress this and efficiency that.
What's the big idea?
No, please. You're making me out to be some kind of monster. I have feelings too, you know. Pull the other one, lass. You only want other people for what they can offer ye. You even had our Evan run errands for ye. You toy with folk as though they were puppets.
What the?
That's just not true. You want to build better ships, right? Well, I can help you. You just have to let me. Ha! You don't know all about what I want, lass. Oh, but I do. You want to help Evermore grow stronger by expanding the fleet with some right good vessels, don't you?
Hey!
Where did ye? Oh, come on. You spent all day yelling about this stuff. We'll make us Navy the envy of the world. You think I don't hear you? Well, I do, and I like it. It's great for morale, and it's great for the kingdom. All we want for you is for you to be doing your best work.
Listen.
So why not let me lend you a hand? This isn't about you or me. It's about engineering and about Evermore. Well, Happen, you're right. Maybe I've not given you much of a chance to explain yourself. I'm a bit stuck in me ways, I suppose. Hey, don't sweat it. I know I can come across a little heavy-handed. But never mind that now. Now that we really understand one another, we can finally start talking about what's really important. Building the best ships out there.
Alright.
Aye, that we can, lass, that we can. Maybe Broadleaf Lot aren't all that bad after all. Maybe. Thanks a bunch. I think you two might finally be listening to one another. Aye, I'd say so, Your Majesty. Thanks for taking the time to sort all this out. 20 lashes! I doubt I'd ever given Miss Bossy Pants here at the time of the day if you'd not stuck your oar in.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Evan. And thanks for the prism, too. I can't wait to see if my idea for this paint works out. Broadly tech and capstan tradition. Sounds like the perfect combo, right? Actually, I could just broadly tech all the way. I'm not just talking about boats here. I think you guys can be helpful with all kinds of projects.
I'll be counting on you.
That sounds very exciting. Let's all do what we can to make Evermore the best kingdom it can be.
How do?
Let's deal with Tran. I assume this is who this is. King Evan! Bandits have set up camp in the area and are preparing to attack our kingdom. Bandits? Yes, Your Majesty. There are not many of them, but they have erected a number of siege towers overnight and have several cannons at their disposal. There is only one man who could have built so cleverly and so quickly. Fabricus the Assembler. Well, thank goodness we found out about this before they launched their attack. We'll need to act fast if we're to stop them in their tracks. Our forces are ready to move on your command, Your Majesty. Simply say the word when you're ready to begin. The thing walked into me while I was talking.
You ready for this?
gosh!
That's an awful lot of siege towers, and cannons too. Thank goodness we found them before they could attack the kingdom. Too right, man. It looks like we cut them on the hop and all. Let's smash all this stuff up and send them packing.
We have to! Charge! Forward!
A little choppy. I think it's because of all the wheat. What's our map? I can look. Yeah. I don't see anything that looks like command post stuff, so it's just what I have on me now.
Advance! Form a square! Advance! This should work!
I see the other resource. We'll just keep killing these first.
This should work! We can't afford to lose!
There, that's one batch of war machines brought tumbling down. On to the next lot, Evan.
Now! Forward! Form a square!
Who does this fabricus think he is, eh? Building all this stuff where it doesn't belong. Honestly, some people are just flippin' rude.
We can't afford to lose! Now! Forward! 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 Advance! Now! Forward! Advance! Now's our chance! Forward!
Here goes nothing.
Now, Chi-Pi, the hammer dude I have here, has an advantage for destroying fortification or destroying towers, I think. Additionally, I've started making a spreadsheet of my armies so that I can maybe start developing other soldiers other than these guys here. Are they level 50 yet? No. But I think I'm going to make a special footnote when they're 50 and then compare that as a baseline, but so far I've been logging many other levels that I have saves for.
Advance!
I am perhaps being too overly cautious, but this is the highest level battle I think I've been in, and there are no command posts, so
Now! Forward!
I have no idea what I really need.
Forward! Charge!
That's that little lot out of action and all. Let's take one last look around in case there's any more nasty surprises waiting for us.
Can't afford to lose! Forward! We can't afford to lose! Forward!
Flip it, man.
This fabricus really has been busy. There's more of his stuff over by your. I'm getting sick at the sight of it, man. Let's tear a lot of it down, quick smart.
Now! Forward! 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 Yes! Now! Forward! Now! Forward! to lose! Now! Forward! Advance! We can't afford to lose! Tiny!
That's all them towers and cannons whatnot dealt with. Now we just need to track down Fabricus himself. He must be around here somewhere. We have to find him before he can run away.
Whoa!
Struth, you found me. Suppose there's nothing for it but to try and fight you off them dingoes. At last, man. Fabricus the Assembler. Time to teach him a lesson.
Now! Forward! Ready? Now! Never! Shoot!
That is the way to do it!
Yeah, fair dinkum. You smashed up me stuff this time around. But all you've really done is teach me how to build it better. I'll be back. You better believe I will.
That's the end of that!
But yeah, I don't want them to go over 50. If I have to, I'll retreat just so I can log that data and then play it through normally or something.
Thank you!
Thank you so much, Gao Jia. Your warning enabled us to stop the bandits before they could attack Evermore.
Yeah.
I am simply relieved to see that you have returned from battle alive and well. However, the next threat may arise at any moment. Rest well and eat well, Your Majesty. You must always be prepared.
Oh.
My apologies, sire. Hunger always strikes me with a vengeance once the tension of battle has been lifted. Don't worry, Gao Jia. You've more than earned a hearty meal. It sounds like you should go and have yourself an omelet or 3.
The Adventure Pack expansion features an all-new research topic for you to investigate at the Explorers Guild. Completing it will enable you to see any Higgledy stones you haven't yet discovered on the minimap. The Adventure Pack expansion features all new research topics for you to investigate at the multi-dimensional lab. Completing them will enable you to pick which floor you start the Dreamer's Maze in the faraway forest on, and even choose the danger level you'll begin with. Take any ancient Autumnian coins you find in Neol in Evermore, and it'll swap them for shiny new King's Guilders. You can obtain them in various places, including Swift Solutions. Get swapping! The Adventure Pack expansion will broaden your horizons with all new quests courtesy of your old pal Bodley. Go and pay her a visit at the library in Gold Paw to find out more. Lair of the Lost Lord DLC introduces all new stories featuring your favorite characters. Speak to Kunbush and Evermore to set some intriguing events in motion. Installing the Lair of the Lost Lord DLC will allow you to discover and read Roland's accounts of his adventures with Evan and the gang. Roland's journal entries can be accessed via Leafbook. A new story has been added, which revolves around a certain very special magical tome. Start by talking to Tani in Evermore. Here you are, Millennia. We brought you all 9 dream fragments. Clearly recall telling you to call me Professor. I shall have to deduct 50 marks for this latest transgression. The good news, however, is that I can reward you 100 marks for doing as I ask, and a bonus 100 marks simply because I am a warm and generous soul. So, how many marks do we have now? There's something special about you, Your Majesty. I've been very fortunate to have been able to make your acquaintance. Your Majesty? How did you know that I was a king?
Yeah.
I know everything. At least, I know more than anyone else you are likely to encounter on your travels. You would do well to remember that. Alright, Billy Bighead. You really have proved yourself to be a most worthy assistant. I would like you to have this. Take it as your reward for achieving top marks. You obtain an enhanced Dreamer's Key. I have used the fragments you collected to make improvements to the Dreamer's Key. Oh, so that's what you were doing when you had your back turned.
Yeah.
Indeed so. Now, the additional power with which the key has been imbued will allow you to use it to open a new door, and a very important one, located on a faraway island. You mean there's another Dreamer's Door? There is, and a great adventure awaits you on the other side. Very exciting, I'm sure you will agree. If it's so flippin' exciting, how come you don't sound excited at all? You wish for excitement? Very well. Then allow me to share with you a truly thrilling development. Your experiences beyond the Dreamer's Doors you have visited thus far have provided me with a wealth of extremely interesting data. Data?
Yes.
Indeed. Thanks to this, my grand thesis is close to completion at last. Your names will be mentioned in the footnotes, of course. This is truly exciting, is it not? An academic credit of this nature is worth 500 marks at the very least.
Flippin' heck, man!
That's your idea of a thrilling development, is it? Flippin' heck, man, you need to get out more. Don't be mean, Lofty. Let's take the key and see what's behind this last door, shall we? Good luck with the thesis, Professor. I have one further announcement to make before you leave, Your Majesty. I am moving to Evermore.
Oh!
Really? Indeed, I require somewhere peaceful in order to concentrate on completing my masterwork. Everyone to whom I have spoken holds your kingdom in very high regard. It also seems you have gathered quite the collection of talented minds, some of whom I am certain to wish to recruit as assistants. You won't send them through any strange doors or anything, will you? I'm afraid I couldn't let you do that. It's my duty to protect my people, after all. Your dedication to the well-being of your subjects is admirable, Your Majesty. If only my own nation's ruler had been so compassionate. Fear not, I shall do nothing to endanger them. Quite the contrary. I intend to offer my services in bettering your kingdom in any way I can. I shall ensure that Evermore matches and surpasses my own nation in every way possible. That's wonderful to hear. Even I am a little nervous about your methods. It will be an honor to count you as a citizen of Evermore in millennia. Professor. You must call me Professor. I'm afraid I will have to dock another 50 marks. Lift spikes, man. And there I was thinking she'd finally give it up on all that marks nonsense. Millennia is now a citizen of Evermore. The Adventure Pack expansion adds extra floors to the faraway forest Dreamer's Dungeon for you to explore, but take care as some seriously strong monsters lie in wait. These new floors aren't designed with beginners in mind, so they'll only be available to those playing in hard or expert mode. Whichever mode you enter with, you won't be able to change it while you're in the dungeon. Will you be able to make it out in one piece? If you can reach the very deepest part of the dungeon without using all of your orbs, there may be a treat in store. Come on, give it a try, if you dare. Alright, so we'll access all the DLC stuff and the Dreamers thing in a later episode. Let's go ahead and do a real quick recap of the game, because it has been 2 years since I last played this. One of the things that I can do to recap everything that has happened 2 years ago is Roland's Journal, which was a DLC that was released, and so I went ahead and collected them. So these are all password protected, or that's just what the title says. So, it didn't take long for my cell phone to die. Figured I wasn't going to be able to source a charger anytime soon. I needed to find somewhere else to write down my thoughts. This leaf book thing looks like it's got a private mode, so let's see if it works. Back home, some kids imagine there are fairies at the bottom of their garden, but here they don't have fairies. They have higgledies. They're real. Seems not everyone can see them, but it looks like I'm one of the lucky ones who can. The monsters in this world are like nothing I've ever seen, outside of movies at least. We're talking living skeletons, sentient blobs of goo, you name it. Luckily, most of them aren't too smart, but the wyverns are different. They speak, and sometimes take humans hostage. To become a king in this world, you have to make a pact with a creature known as a kingmaker, but in order to do that, you first have to pass a test. One which involves fighting. Suffice to say, it's way more dangerous than becoming a president, even if you're not a kid. Evan's still just a kid, but he's already been through a lot. He kind of reminds me of my son. He's had to go through a lot too, but I wouldn't give to see him again. But I think that world is gone. The only question is why I survived and what I'm doing here. If you're going to build a kingdom, location is everything. I convinced the pirate lady who runs the store to give me a map, and I think I might have found the perfect spot. Evan liked the idea, and Lofty had no objections either. Now the only problem is the bandits. In Goldpaw, they have a ceremony in the main square where they decide the taxes for the coming month by rolling a giant die. There are many ways to run a country, but letting fate decide is new ones on me. It's not what you'd call responsible policy making. So it looks like I'm going to play prosecutor in the trial of Pugnacious. I'm used to arguing my case, so I guess I'm the man for the job, and it didn't seem fair leaving it to Evan. Just wish I didn't look so darn young. Well, it's been quite the ride for young Evan. He's gone from being exiled in a coup to founding his own kingdom all in the space of a few months. To say I've enjoyed it would be an understatement, and Evermore's story is just beginning. Long live the king! I've dreamed of my son last night. We were in the ward. I spoke to him, but there was no response, no way to reach him. But I have to leave the past behind. I've got a life here and people who rely on me, no time to wallow. Still, you can't choose what you dream about. I can't afford to waste time listing up all my regrets. This journal was meant to help me stay focused. Right now, my fighting skills are my top priority. I've got some spells under my belt, and my sword skills aren't so bad. As for shooting, what can I say? I'm a natural. You don't normally have to fight bandits and dragons to get a library card. It makes me wonder what Bodley's really up to. I get the feeling that she's trying to teach us things that are going to come in handy in the future. I'd ask, but she's not exactly one for straight answers. I thought with all the magic in this world, you wouldn't need old-fashioned things like boats to get around, but it seems I was wrong, and here I was waiting for my broomstick to arrive. I can't deny I'm a little disappointed, but I guess I'll perk up when we finally set sail. Hydropolis is what we would call a police state. The Queen has her people under 24/7 surveillance, and pretty much everything is banned, even love. If I didn't know better, I'd say she had some issues. We had some strange laws back home, but nothing came close to this. Hoping to meet with Leander, Evan and Tanny acted out a proposal scene with Lofty directing. I have to say, the guy has some pretty smart ideas on occasion. But then he can't be that stupid. Evan had to take the trial of knowledge before he'd work with him. Tanny and Batu are always up at the crack of dawn making a racket. It sure beats an alarm clock. They make a point of going around town and talking to people every day. Some were a little wary of sky pirates at first, but they soon warmed up to them. I'm impressed. It was quite the surprise to find a place with technology that wasn't so far from what we have at home. Not that it's exactly the same, of course. Entering Broadleaf was like going from a fantasy epic to a sci-fi movie, with the protests lending things an aptly dystopian feel. When I was a kid, I remember pestering my mom to buy me this robot I'd seen in a toy store. When I finally got it, it was the happiest day of my life. Now we're going around Broadleaf battling robots that look a whole lot like it. Funny how life turns out. Lofty's transformation was something else. When Evan first told me we were going to meet a Kingmaker, that's exactly the kind of fantastical beast I imagined. But if that's the real Lofty, does that mean every Kingmaker has a mini version? I can't quite picture it. So who exactly is this Doloran? All we know right now is that he wears a snake mask and goes around stealing King's bonds. He's got 3 so far, and you have to wonder when he's going to come for Evans. I just hope I don't get another headache when he does. I spoke to Leander about the Mark of Kings, and he came up with one heck of an idea. We could use it to negotiate with Mazinger. Trust him to think outside the box. Anyway, we hatched a daring plan. Now let's see if we have the acting chops to pull it off.